certainly did look like it, and they're moving on to the NBA Finals. But Chris, I think what I'm going to take from this, and I'm going to just gloss beyond the rest of this game for right now, is the injection of life that was put into this team, in this franchise, with David Adelman taking over, and this team looking so much better, so much more connected. All the way through the playoffs, and obviously today notwithstanding, it's been. I think there are things to grasp onto that you can use going forward as they kind of retool things. But I think that's the way I will remember this so far.
Yeah, not for me so much on that. I thought Adelman did a really good job. A lot of the stuff to talk about with him. Is he going to return? Will he be rehired? But this game, the Nuggets look like a really good team at the beginning of the game. They had it going. They were running. They were scoring, and then all of a sudden they just hit a turnover wall where they just started coughing it up. And I think when you look at this game and you assess the two teams, Oklahoma City is a better basketball team than the Denver Nuggets.
They're certainly
deeper.
Yeah.
They're longer. They're lengthier, and that depth throughout a 7-game series really makes a big difference. But I just thought, and this is my personal opinion, when Alex Caruso came into the game, I thought he turned things around. Vic, you like to call him an impact player, but yeah. I thought he came in, the Nuggets were humming, and all of a sudden he's guarding Jokic. You don't think he did a good job on him? I do. I thought he did a really good job on him, and he kind of stopped the Nuggets' momentum. They couldn't get the ball. Not all that was Jokic's fault. They couldn't get the ball to Jokic. Mm-hmm. And that's on his teammates. And that's where I thought they get stuck, and then OKC goes on that.
I'll remember the grit this team displayed, especially in times when it looked like it was over this postseason. How about a shout-out to Aaron Gordon with a strained hamstring for not only suiting up, but providing 8 points, 11 rebounds. Guys, did he lead the Nuggets in rebounds today, or was that Joker? He had 11 rebounds. He led the Nuggets in rebounds with one bad wheel. That says a lot. But the game was lost for all intents and purposes in the second quarter. Again, the Nuggets led by 11 in the first. They led by 5 after 1. And then the blitz took place. That's when they started turning the rock over. We're seeing some things that happened during the course of a game where the momentum was built and they didn't let go of it. Steal after steal. The Nuggets finished with 23 turnovers in this game. But the most impactful ones came in that second quarter, guys.
Yeah, 8 turnovers in the second quarter alone. And, just runouts and easy buckets and all the things as the Oklahoma City Thunder had 6 steals in that second quarter. Everybody got a steal basically off on their team who played in that quarter. And look, when you're on the road, that's a no-no, and if we're, if we're looking over the course of the Nuggets season, like taking the 30,000-foot view, turnovers were the one thing that was the consistent weaving thing throughout their entire season. They cannot stop turning the ball over. Even in this series, going into this series, going into this Game 7, they were minus 33 in turnovers. And now that obviously ballooned even further. And so, look, if you're going to win games on the road, you can't make mistakes like this. And
I agree.
These mistakes really cost them today.
Yeah, they just it's passing the ball from A to B to C. I'm passing to you, you're passing to Vic, Vic is passing it back to me. There were just a number of deflections, and you have to give credit to Oklahoma City because they were the best team, the best defensive team in the NBA. But a lot of those turnovers, you step out of bounds, I'm throwing a pass to you and someone sticks their hand in. A lot of unforced turnovers, just sloppy play that the Nuggets can be a lot better at, and usually they are.
Listen, OKC had the most active hands in the NBA. They forced those deflections, and they forced them in droves today. When we come back, we will hear from Coach David Adelman. We'll go into
and comes to an end.
Crush for the guys in there. Just the effort they gave to get to this position, have the opportunity today, and then to have the start that we wanted, and then for it to go sideways so quickly. I mean, I thought we controlled the pace of the game early. It's easy to forget that now. But to be up 21-10, it felt like we just could not push that thing out. That felt like the score for 4 minutes. And that was our opportunity to really take control of the game. Once they got back into it, they kept bringing new people in, and they did overwhelm us. The turnovers were a huge issue in this game, obviously. And sometimes turnovers the number doesn't matter, but 16 steals, that's live ball turnovers. That's dunks. That's 37 points off your mistakes. So you're not going to win a playoff game like that. So I give them a lot of credit. They were the aggressor. That's how the whole series has been. Early, I thought we were, and we had control of the game, and then we lost it very quickly. So, yeah, man, when you lose, it's crushing. And it's the last time you'll be in the room with those guys, and it's beyond that, you only get one of these. This is the one moment we had together to make this run. And they're all individual to themselves, and they're also special. Anybody that's played sports understands that. So walking out of that locker room is, it's crushing, and it's going to take a while to get over that.
Coach, 3 of your 5 starters were dealing with something in the last 48 hours. Was that too much to overcome? And also, how close was Aaron not going to be able to play today?
Aaron Gordon is incredible. What he played with today, I don't know many people that would even attempt to go out there and run up and down. And he did it in a Game 7 against Oklahoma City on the road. That was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. So, yes, he was extremely close to not playing. I was surprised, that they said, no, he's a go, he's going to start. I knew there was a chance. But in the back of your mind, you're kind of planning, I don't think he's going to have it. Guy had 8 rebounds at the half. He almost had a double-double going up and down in that kind of pain. Shot the ball. The 1-3 in front of our bench looks so comfortable. Like it's just a testament to his toughness. I can't sit here and say because we're beat up and this guy's sick that we lost. We got beat. And if we were that tired late, we certainly weren't tired early. So we had an opportunity to take control of that game. And we missed that opportunity at the end of the first quarter. And that run, to start the second, obviously at the end of the half, really put us in a tough spot.
Coach, you guys, kind of, at the end of your talk, in the locker room, just kind of dapping each other up. And, was that just out of respect of the run that you guys made? And can you put into words, kind of what you guys went through from, the house cleaning towards the end of the regular season up until this point?
Yeah, man, I think it's, groups, in team sports, you can fracture very quickly because there's a lot of different personalities in that room. And even though it's a team sport, there's individuals in that room too. And for them to take a look at each other and say, no, we have enough in here and we can galvanize this and we can make it work was incredible. And I told them in there, it's about the man next to you. That's what you do this for. You do it for the guy next to you because you want the opportunity to be a team thing. And these guys did it. And, I'll go back and kick myself. Game 4 and 5 of the series, those are just as crushing as tonight because we had legitimate opportunities to completely control the series, but we just didn't follow through with that. But yeah, it's a testament to the people in there. It really is. It's not about one person. It's about the whole group staying together, believing that they could make something happen through injuries, up and downs, new faces, new people, new jobs, delegation, all the narrative, all that stuff. It wasn't about that. It was about the people in that room all the way up to the end of this game. So extremely proud of that group.
Coach, recognizing the timing stinks, but not knowing when to see you again, how much do you want to be the one to continue coaching this team moving forward?
I don't think it's time for me to think about that. We just lost Game 7. Our season's over. Decision makers will make that decision. Obviously, blessed to have this opportunity, take the helm and lead this team. Something, obviously, if I'm not back next year, I'll obviously never forget this. It's been an incredible experience. And to have the buy-in from the guys was really special for me. And, what we did at the end of the season, like I've brought this up a few times, but everyone's going to remember these Game 7s and the playoff series and all that. I'm going to remember the last 3 games of the season because we showed up in Sacramento in a must-win. We did it. We did it with Memphis on a Friday night. We did it in Houston. 3 teams that were, vying for positions. So those were big-time games. For the guys that quickly to come together and give us this opportunity, very special to me. I'll never forget it. Something I think down the road when I'm older, this group will always remember this. It was about us in that room, like I said.
David, before the series, you kind of joked about OKC being a 72-win team at that moment. Regular season gap was 18 wins, but you guys had split with them going into this game in total. How close do you feel like you guys are to being at that sort of championship level with a team like this that won as many games as they did?
Yeah, I think, through the next season, whether I'm here or somebody else is, it's just about getting to the finish line healthier and not having to grind like we did through the Clippers series. And that's going to be a challenge. We, as these guys get older year by year, we have to maintenance them. And if you're going to play a young team like that has, unbelievable depth, Very good coaching staff. Obviously, Mark does a great job. You know, you have to have the freshest version of yourself. And that's part of the reason why I am so proud of these guys to get this to 7. I mean, we grinded through this. The Clippers series is the same way. Grind long enough to give yourself an opportunity. And today was the same thing. It went the exact opposite way as the Clipper game. But you can't win these games unless you get to them. So if we're going to get there, we're going to need people to improve, people coming back. We have to improve our depth. How do you do that? Well, I think you have to have player development this summer. We have to see guys take strides. And if they do that and we can find a longer rotation, I think it makes you better when you get to these moments, you know, in April, May, hopefully June.
Coach, you talk about obviously this being one of the historic teams, you know, of all time with their record and defensively how they present themselves. How would you say, you know, when you assess this after 7-game series, just how, you know, the team itself is put together, and how would you say that, you know, from start to bottom of the lineup, how do they assess and, you know, create a lot of, you know, issues for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's a relentless defensive team. They seem like they're always fresh because they can rotate people in and out. Presents challenges. They can play small. They can play big. You know, they can go any way they want to with their roster. And it makes it hard. And I actually thought our guys did a great job of kind of reacting on the fly in a lot of these games. And the 2 games that got away from us, it was turnovers, you know, and they caused them. And when they have run-out dunks and you can't set your defense, all the impact that we have with our zone, all the things we were doing doesn't matter because now you're playing from behind. And, yeah, it's a team that can overwhelm you, man. It's a unique group. Obviously, when contracts come, these kind of things change where you can't keep all this depth and talent. But to their credit, the way they put the team together, to me, feels like a winning formula. It's not just talent. You know, there's a lot of substance that comes in the game. Guys understand their roles. So, yeah, it was a challenge, obviously. Proud to get to 7. Not very happy about the result today.
You mentioned them playing small, Caruso a lot on Joker Day. What impact do you think that adjustment had and just Caruso in general, the fingerprints he had on this game?
Yeah, he was great. You know, he fronted him. They brought multiple defenders over. It was a game where we had to make 18 threes. I really mean it. I mean, they had everybody in the paint. We created really good shots. Shots didn't fall tonight. Sometimes when Nikola doesn't get an assist or score, the fact that he's got 3 people around him means somebody's open. And we just didn't have a night where guys made shots. And then I thought shots.